Good evening, my brilliant Sussex squadron. Gather your teacups, steady your hearts, and prepare to dive into a moment that is already rippling across continents. It's here, it's out, it's happening right now. Finally, Meghan Sussex, the woman who shook the very foundations of Buckingham Palace and then walked out with her head held high, has stepped once again into the global spotlight. This time, not with palace drama, not with royal pageantry, but with something far more powerful, her own voice. Meghan Sussex has sat down with Emily Chang on the Circuit podcast, offering an intimate, unfiltered glimpse into her journey beyond the monarchy, her ventures as an entrepreneur, her purpose-driven work as a philanthropist, and her evolution as a woman and mother. But make no mistake, my squadron, this isn't just another celebrity interview. No, this is a declaration. This is Meghan Sussex showing the world that her story didn't end at Windsor Castle. It didn't fade into the footnotes of royal biographies. It is alive, expanding, thriving, and being written in her own ink. And the world is watching closely. Within minutes of the episode's release, timelines across social media erupted. Hashtags trended before breakfast. Group chats across continents were set ablaze. Headlines sprouted from newsrooms desperate to capture every word. And yes, like clockwork, the critics scuttled out from the shadows, pretending to scoff, while proving once again they are the most loyal subscribers to the Meghan Sussex phenomenon. The irony practically writes itself. For someone they label irrelevant, Meghan Sussex sure has a way of setting the entire digital world on fire before the coffee even brews. But let us pause. What is it about this conversation that matters so much? Why does this podcast interview rise above the static of recycled headlines and recycled insults? The answer lies in the focus, beyond the royal spotlight. This is not about tiaras and tabloids. This is about Meghan Sussex as an evolving human being, no longer confined to the rigid, scripted existence of palace life. It is about her growth, her ambition, her clarity of purpose, and her unwavering decision to live life on her own terms. Emily Chang, a journalist celebrated for her ability to peel back the layers of her guests, delivers exactly that. The conversation is warm, sharp, and strikingly authentic. Meghan Sussex speaks not as a duchess on display, but as a woman who has carved out her own path. She talks about her business ventures, her creative projects, her philanthropic commitments, and, well, the lessons motherhood has taught her. It is not the Meghan Sussex of tabloid caricatures. It is Meghan Sussex, the strategist, the builder, the woman who dares to imagine a future bigger than the castle walls she left behind. And of course, squadron, let us not skip over the details that make Meghan's presence so magnetic. She appears in Jenny Kane, a brand known for its sustainable, effortless chic. No overblown jewels, no pomp for the cameras, just quiet confidence woven into every thread. It is the very antithesis of royal pageantry. And then, as though the universe knew we needed it, her mother, Doria Ragland, appeared. Radiant in yellow, a beacon of warmth and strength, Doria reminded the world that Meghan's story has always been grounded in love, resilience, and unshakable support. Doria was not background noise, she was punctuation, a golden reminder of where Meghan draws her light. Of course, with Meghan Sussex, the trolls never rest. The moment her voice hit the airwaves, the bitterness brigade fired up their keyboards. They dissected her sentences, criticized her clothing, mocked her ambitions, all while proving their obsession louder than ever. These are the same individuals who claim to despise her, yet wake up at ungodly hours to consume every second of her content. Their tweets, their threads, their venom, it all serves as free advertising. They are her most tireless publicists, working overtime to keep her name alive. They cannot help themselves. The louder they type, the brighter Meghan's star shines. And here lies the paradox. Meghan Sussex no longer needs the palace, but the palace cannot seem to escape her shadow. Every time she speaks, the world listens. Every time she moves, the headlines follow. And every time she thrives, the critics combust. It is not irrelevance, it is influence, raw and undeniable. But let us go deeper, squadron. What does this mean for Meghan Sussex's legacy? For years, she was pinned down by labels, an actress, a duchess, Harry's wife. Yet interviews like this prove she is none of these in isolation. She is an architect of her own narrative. She is an entrepreneur who believes in businesses that blend profit with purpose. She is a philanthropist whose advocacy is rooted in lived experience. She is a storyteller who dares to challenge power structures and outdated traditions. And most importantly, she is unapologetically herself, no longer waiting for permission, no longer shrinking to fit someone else's mold. And it is working. Look around. Social media platforms are buzzing not only about her words, but about her projects, her fashion, her mother, her outlook. Even her critics, in their obsessive frenzy, amplify her reach. She has flipped the script. Instead of being swallowed by noise, she has made the noise her signal. This is not just a podcast episode. It is a marker in the ongoing saga of reinvention. Meghan Sussex is not asking for validation. She is not reliving the past. She is building a present. And in doing so, she is modeling a future for countless others who dare to walk away from systems that no longer serve them. And Squadron, let us not overlook the cultural symbolism here. For centuries, royal women were expected to smile silently, to represent without ever revealing. Meghan Sussex shattered that script. She refuses silence. She refuses the performance. She chooses voice, agency, honesty. That choice alone has rattled the foundations of an empire that thrives on control. So here we are. The episode is live. The conversation is happening. Meghan Sussex is once again commanding global attention, not because of the title she left behind, but because of the future she is creating. She is in Jenny Kane. Her mother is glowing in yellow. The trolls are working unpaid overtime. And Meghan Sussex, she is moving forward, building, speaking, existing beyond the noise. And my Squadron, here is where we leave today's story, with the simple truth that echoes louder than any tabloid headline. Meghan Sussex is not finished. She is not fading. She is not a relic of royal gossip. She is a woman defining her own legacy, and whether you adore her, question her, or obsessively criticize her, you cannot deny one thing. She is still here, still commanding attention, and still writing chapters that history will remember. So if you haven't already, go watch that interview. Go hear her words unfiltered. And as you do, remember this: resilience is not about surviving storms, it is about building after them. Meghan Sussex has done exactly that. Bravo, Meghan. And bravo to you, my radiant Sussex Squadron, for always gathering here to see through the fog, to hear the truth, and to celebrate the story as it unfolds. Until next time, hold your teacups high, keep your spirits unshaken, and never forget: the world may be loud, but purpose always speaks louder.